Prime Minister Modi interacts with beneficiaries of Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana in Uttar Pradesh, says 5th August will be remembered in history. Article 370 was abrogated in Jammu and Kashmir. The first step was taken towards the construction of the Ram Temple in Ayodhya, and India bagged the hockey medal on this day after 4 decades. Also hits out at the opposition, says opposition is busy scoring self-goals. Parliament proceedings disrupted again. Both houses witness repetitive adjournments. Uproar by opposition continues. Wrestler Ravi Dahiya looks to bring home the gold as he plays the 57-kilo freestyle finals today. Deepak Punia will also play his bronze medal match. Men in blue create history in Tokyo, get the Olympic hockey medal after 41 years. Defeat Germany 5-4 in a hard-fought match. President, Prime Minister lead the way in congratulating the team as the nation showers applause on its heroes. And it's 2 years of the abrogation of Article 370. It was on this day in 2019 that the centre had brought the resolution to repeal Article 370 of the Constitution to facilitate application of the Constitution of India to Jammu and Kashmir on par with other states and union territories. Hello and welcome to this broadcast. I'm Shreya Upadhyay. Our top story first. Prime Minister Narendra Modi interacted with the beneficiaries of Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana in Uttar Pradesh via video conferencing. The Prime Minister said that the implementation of Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana in Uttar Pradesh is empowering the powerless. The Prime Minister also said that the month of August and especially the 5th of August has brought some good news for India.
5 अगस्त की तारीख बहुत विशेष बन गई है। इतिहास इसको सालों तक दर्ज करेगा। ये 5 अगस्त ही है जब 2 साल पहले देश ने एक भारत श्रेष्ठ भारत की भावना को और सशक्त किया था। करीब करीब 7 दशक के बाद 2 साल पहले 5 अगस्त को ही आर्टिकल 370 को हटाकर जम्मू कश्मीर के हर नागरिक को हर अधिकार, हर सुविधा का पूरा भागीदार बनाया गया था। यही 5 अगस्त है जब पिछले साल कोटि कोटि भारतीयों ने सैकड़ों साल बाद भव्य राम मंदिर के निर्माण की तरफ पहला कदम रखा। और आज 5 अगस्त की तारीख फिर एक बार हम सभी के लिए उत्साह और उमंग लेकर आई है। आज ही ओलंपिक के मैदान पर देश के युवाओं ने हॉकी के अपने गौरव को फिर से स्थापित करने की तरफ बड़ी छलांग लगाई है। करीब 4 दशक के बाद ये स्वर्णिम पल आई है। और ये भी संयोग है कि आज ही यूपी के 15 करोड़ लोगों के लिए इतना पुण्य आयोजन हो रहा है।
Well, the Prime Minister also slammed the opposition for not accepting the transformation happening in the country. He said that they are busy in doing self-goals for their petty politics. He also hit out at them for disruptions in the parliament.
एक तरफ हमारा देश, हमारे युवा भारत के लिए नई सिद्धियां प्राप्त कर रहे हैं। जीत का गोल के बाद गोल कर रहे हैं। तो वहीं देश में कुछ लोग ऐसे भी हैं जो राजनीतिक स्वार्थ के में डूब करके ऐसी चीजें कर रहे हैं, लगता है सेल्फ गोल करने में जुटे हैं। देश क्या चाहता है, देश क्या हासिल कर रहा है, देश कैसे बदल रहा है, इसमें इनको कोई सरोकार नहीं। ये लोग अपने स्वार्थ के लिए देश का समय और देश की भावना दोनों को आहत करने में जुटे हैं। भारत की संसद का जन भावनाओं की अभिव्यक्ति के पावन स्थान का ये लोग अपने राजनीतिक स्वार्थ की वजह से निरंतर अपमान कर रहे हैं। ये महान देश, इस देश की महान जनता ऐसी स्वार्थ और देश हित विरोधी राजनीति का बंधक नहीं बन सकता। ये लोग देश को, देश के विकास को रोकने की कितनी भी कोशिश कर लें, ये देश इनसे रुकने वाला नहीं है। वो संसद को रोकने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, लेकिन 130 करोड़ की जनता देश को रुकने न देने में लगे हुए हैं। हर कठिनाई को चुनौती देते हुए देश हर मोर्चे पर तेजी से आगे बढ़ रहा है।
Well, the Prime Minister also hailed the Uttar Pradesh government for the development work that has been done in the state. Prime Minister Modi said that double-engine governments have ensured that schemes made for poor are implemented at the grassroots level.
यूपी में अभी तक 17 लाख से अधिक ग्रामीण और शहरी गरीब परिवारों को अपने पक्के घर स्वीकृत हो चुके हैं। लाखों गरीब परिवारों को घर में ही शौचालय की सुविधा मिली है। लगभग 1.5 करोड़ गरीब परिवारों को उज्ज्वला के तहत मुफ्त गैस कनेक्शन और लाखों परिवारों को बिजली कनेक्शन दिए गए हैं। हर घर जल पहुंचाने का मिशन भी यूपी में तेज गति से आगे बढ़ रहा है। बीते 2 सालों के भीतर यूपी में 27 लाख ग्रामीण परिवारों तक पाइप से पानी पहुंचाया जा चुका है। भाइयों और बहनों, डबल इंजन की सरकार ने यह सुनिश्चित किया है कि गरीबों, दलितों, पिछड़ों, आदिवासियों के लिए बनी योजनाएं जमीन पर तेजी से लागू हो।
The Prime Minister interacted with beneficiaries of Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana. In Sultanpur's Babita interacted with him and Saharanpur's Kamlesh.
जी नमस्ते। बबीता जी, आप तो खेती करती हैं?
हाँ सर, खेती करती हूँ।
पीएम किसान सम्मान निधि का जो पैसा मैं भेजता हूँ,
हाँ
वो आपको मिल जाता है?
हाँ मिल जाता है, खाते में जाता है।
सीधा खाते में आ जाता है?
हाँ खाते में आ जाता है।
बीच में कोई पैसा कटकी करता नहीं है ना?
ना, ये कोई दिक्कत नहीं।
कोरोना की महामारी फैली तो सभी परेशान हो गए।
हाँ
तो ये जो मुफ्त राशन की योजना है,
हाँ
इससे आपको मदद मिली, संतोष हुआ आपको? ऐसे समय
हाँ मदद,
सरकार आपकी चिंता कर रही है, ऐसा लगा आपको?
हाँ मदद हुई सर। राशन मिला, महीने में 2 बार मिलता है।
हाँ।
खाने को कोई दिक्कत नहीं हुई।
आप जैसे छोटे किसान और पशुपालकों को परेशानियां ना हो, इसके लिए सरकार हर स्तर पर मदद कर रही है। चलिए, मेरी आपको बहुत शुभकामनाएं हैं। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
कमलेश जी नमस्ते।
प्रधानमंत्री जी।
कमलेश जी, राशन मिल रहा है आपको?
जी प्रधानमंत्री जी।
कितने समय से मिल रहा है?
2 महीने से।
सरकार की कौन कौन सी योजनाएं हैं जिसका आपको लाभ मिला है?
मुझे सभी योजनाओं का लाभ मिला है। मेरा मकान बना है।
अच्छा, मकान मिल
शौचालय
गया।
मिला
और
है।
क्या मिला?
शौचालय मिला है।
तो पहले कहाँ रहते थे?
कच्चे मकानों में रहते थे।
अच्छा, अभी पक्का मकान मिल गया?
जी।
अच्छा, ये घर आपने अपनी योजना से बनाया, जैसा बनाना चाहिए थे वैसा बनाया, या फिर किसी सरकारी आदमी ने आपको कहा ऐसा बनाया, ऐसा बनाओ, वैसा करो, ऐसा किया, क्या किया?
जी नहीं, हमने अपने दिमाग से बनाया और जो पैसा मिला है उसमें हमने और थोड़ा मिला कर अच्छे से बना दिया।
हमारी
हाँ जी।
कोशिश भी यही है कि हमारे नागरिकों को योजनाओं का लाभ लेने में कोई दिक्कत ना हो। ये योगी जी की सरकार और दिल्ली में हमारी सरकार दोनों बराबर काम कर रहे हैं। तो आप जैसों के आशीर्वाद बने रहें, मेरी आपको बहुत शुभकामनाएं।
In other news, the pandemonium continued in both houses of the parliament today. The opposition members created a ruckus over several issues, following which Rajya Sabha proceedings were adjourned for the first time till 11:30, then till 12 noon and later till 2 o'clock. It was later adjourned till 3:40 p.m. while Lok Sabha was adjourned till 12 noon amid sloganeering by opposition MPs. Later it was adjourned till 2 p.m. and then again adjourned till 4 p.m. amid sloganeering by opposition MPs. Meanwhile, Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla expressed anger over the disruptions of proceedings in the parliament. He said that disruptions are leading to huge loss to taxpayers' money.
देश की जनता चाहती है संसद चले, संसदीय परंपराओं नियमों से चले, लेकिन आप जिस तरीके का व्यवहार कर रहे हैं वो उचित नहीं है। देश की जनता का बार बार मुझसे आग्रह रहता है कि संसद क्यों नहीं चल रही, हमारा करोड़ों रुपया खर्च हो रहा है और आप संसद में नारेबाजी कर रहे हैं, ये उचित नहीं है। आप माननीय हैं, आप माननीय जैसा व्यवहार करें।
Union Power Minister R.K. Singh said that power supply in rural areas has increased from 22.5 hours from 12 hours, while in urban areas it has increased to 23.5 hours.
2015 में ग्रामीण क्षेत्रों में अमूमन 12 घंटे बिजली रहती थी। आज के दिन में हमारा फीडर मॉनिटरिंग, जो हम फीडर का मॉनिटरिंग करते हैं, इससे ये स्पष्ट हुआ है कि ग्रामीण क्षेत्रों में 22.5 घंटे बिजली रहती है। 22.5 घंटे, तो 12 घंटे से बढ़ा करके हम 22.5 घंटे ले गए। शहरी क्षेत्रों में 23.5 घंटे बिजली रहती है। ये पूरे भारतवर्ष का यह एवरेज है। और ये जो हम लोगों ने हर घर को कनेक्शन दिया, इसको इंटरनेशनल एनर्जी एजेंसी ने कहा कि दुनिया में ऊर्जा क्षेत्र में ये सबसे ही ये नायाब एक अचीवमेंट है, एक सबसे बड़ा अचीवमेंट है।
Moving on, today is the second anniversary of the abrogation of Article 370 in Jammu and Kashmir. After the constitutional changes and reorganization of the erstwhile state of Jammu and Kashmir, the union territories of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh have been fully integrated into the mainstream of the nation. As a result, all the rights that were enshrined in the Constitution of India and benefits of all central laws that were being enjoyed by other citizens of the country are also now available to the people of Jammu and Kashmir as well as Ladakh. The change has brought about socio-economic development in both the new UTs, that is the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir and the Union Territory of Ladakh. In Jammu, Bharatiya Janata Yuva Morcha held the Tiranga rally on the occasion of 2 years of the abrogation of Article 370. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar said that India's unity and integrity has been immeasurably strengthened in Jammu and Kashmir and due to good governance. In a tweet, he said, and I quote, "Jammu and Kashmir has seen real democracy, development, good governance and empowerment in the last 2 years. As a result, India's unity and integrity has been immeasurably strengthened," unquote. Moving on, Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan has informed that every affected family will get 50 kilos of food grains by the government. Besides, the state administration will ensure availability of proper drinking water facility. He also added that relief work is underway on war footing and that the state government is also working to facilitate electricity in affected areas. He added that a team of doctors along with medicines will be sent soon.
उन परिवारों को जिनमें नुकसान पहुंचा है, पानी घुसा है, वो 50 किलो गेहूं पर फैमिली वो अलग से देने की हम लोग व्यवस्था करेंगे। सबसे जरूरी चीज है जिनके घर गिर गए उनको छत की व्यवस्था करवाना। तो सभी प्रभारी मंत्री और कलेक्टर्स इस पर ध्यान दें। पीने के शुद्ध पानी के लिए भी युद्ध स्तर पे काम करने की जरूरत है। रिस्टोर सबसे पहले करना, बिजली विभाग के अफसर लगे हुए, श्योपुर में भी कई अधिकारियों को भेज दिया है। इन इलाकों में डॉक्टर्स की टीम और दवाइयां भेजने की जरूरत पड़ेगी ताकि वहां युद्ध स्तर पे हम चेकअप की व्यवस्था और दवाइयों की व्यवस्था हम लोग कर पाए।
Meanwhile, relief and rescue operations are being carried out in full swing in flood-affected areas. Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan is constantly monitoring the flood situation arising out of the heavy rainfall in northern Madhya Pradesh. The Chief Minister spoke with Prime Minister Narendra Modi and apprised him on the rescue operations, relief measures in the flood-affected areas of the state. He also thanked the PM for the relief that is being provided by the centre. About 1,200 villages of Gwalior and Chambal divisions have been affected by floods and waterlogging. Nearly 6,000 people have been rescued so far, and adequate arrangements of food, water and accommodation are being made for people who have been rehabilitated in the relief camps. In other news, in Uttar Pradesh, Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath visited Ayodhya to mark the first anniversary of the Bhumi Pujan of the Ram Temple. He offered special prayers there. Well, COVID updates now. India continues to see a decline in COVID-19 cases. The country has registered 48.93 crore vaccine doses that have been administered so far under the nationwide vaccination drive. Over 3.9 crore recoveries have been recorded so far across the country, out of which over 41,726 patients have recovered during the last 24 hours. With this, the recovery rate has increased to 97.37%. 42,982 daily new cases in the last 24 hours have been reported, and India's active caseload has declined to 4,11,076. Now, active cases constitute 1.29% of the total cases. The weekly positivity rate continues to remain below 5% and currently stands at 2.37%. The daily positivity rate currently stands at 2.58%, which is less than 3% for the last 10 days. The testing capacity, meanwhile, has been substantially ramped up with 47.48 crore tests that were conducted so far. And Covaxin has received a certificate of good manufacturing practice or GMP compliance from the Hungarian authorities. The approval received is from the National Institute of Pharmacy and Nutrition in Hungary, certifying the GMP for the manufacture of Covaxin. Bharat Biotech says that the certificate of GMP is now listed on the UDRA GMDP database, which is the collection of records of the European Community of Manufacturing Authorizations and Certificates of Good Manufacturing Practice. Now, the company further said that it intends to submit documentation for emergency use authorization to several additional countries worldwide. Now, action from Tokyo Olympics. All right, we at DD India have been getting you the latest minute-to-minute updates from the Tokyo Olympics, and right now Indian star wrestler Ravi Dahiya will be live in action a short while from now. Ravi will be fighting for the Olympic gold against Zavur Uguev of the Russian Olympic Committee in the men's freestyle 57 kilo final. Ravi will not leave any stone unturned, of course, and will fight to convert his hard work into an Olympic gold medal. Well, wrestler Deepak Punia is also set to compete for the bronze medal in the men's 86 kg freestyle wrestling. Punia will take on Amin Miles Nassim of San Marino. Both were opponents of American Taylor Maurice, who defeated Punia in the semi-finals to move on to the finals, allowing the two wrestlers to qualify for the bronze medal match under the new repechage rules. My colleague Narayan is joining us to get all the latest from that very crucial match and very interesting one that Ravi Dahiya will be playing. Narayan, what is the latest right now? Has he already started playing that extremely important gold medal match?
Definitely, it could be a historic day for India.
Yes.
At the Olympics, already India has won a bronze medal in hockey earlier in the day, and now it's time to go for the gold medal match. That is, Ravi Dahiya is playing against the Russian Olympic Committee wrestler, that is Uguev. Hopefully, he will do his best and win glory for the country at the highest level of the sports, that is the Olympics. If you talk about the Ravi, he's an excellent wrestler, and he entered the Tokyo Olympics as a dark horse. If you talk about his semi-final bout against the Kazakh wrestler, we can say that it is one of the best wrestling matches we witnessed in the last decade. After 2-9 down against the Kazakh wrestler, he came back and defeated him and he pinned him down, and that's the match. We can say that it shows the caliber of the young Indian wrestler, and definitely the way he played throughout the tournament. His first two matches he won on the basis of the technical superiority, and after that in the semi-final he showed that he's a world-class wrestler, and here now against the Russian Olympic Committee wrestler, definitely Ravi Dahiya will continue that momentum that he gained throughout this tournament and will win gold for India. We are hoping that definitely India's first goal after a long time. We are hoping Ravi will get that historical gold for India in wrestling.
Absolutely, absolutely, Narayan. We're all wishing him and sending in all our good luck for Ravi Dahiya. But his story has been, the stuff of legends. We know that he's a young chap. This is his first time in Olympics, and here he is fighting it out for the gold medal in his first time. And I was just reading about him where people say that he's really known for his quote-unquote jigger, which loosely translates to the courage and the kind of bravery he shows when he is fighting with his opponent. So really we're expecting a very interesting match there, but we also know that he is pitted against a very strong Russian contender. We know that he is much senior and superior to Ravi Dahiya, but of course we don't know how the match will pan out. But tell us more about his opponent also. Who is he pitted against, and how difficult would it be for Ravi Dahiya to actually win over him and win that gold for all of us?
Definitely, the opponent, Uguev, is a world champion, but the kind of form, the kind of grit and determination Ravi Dahiya has shown in this Tokyo Olympics, we are hoping that he will definitely do something miracle here. And the way he is, if we talk about his talent, he's a bronze medalist at the World Championship, and he's a two-time Asian Championship medalist. So that is we can say that for Ravi Dahiya, he's an excellent wrestler. He has the potential, all the potential to defeat the Russian athlete. And apart from this, Ravi Dahiya, if you talk about his matches, throughout this tournament, he won the first two matches by the technical superiority, and the next in the semi-final bout against the Kazakh wrestler, he showed the match was the once in a blue moon match, because the way he made a bounce back after a 2-9 down, and just in the final stages of the match, he pinned him down and won that match. So it shows shows that he has all the caliber, all the potential, and he can definitely win a gold for India. But if we talk about the final matches at a level like Olympic, which is the pinnacle of the sporting world, it's all over. The battles are won in the minds, because here it's all about the mental toughness. The player, the athletes who are mentally tough, who absorbs the pressure well, who play according to the match situation, who knows the match situation, who are aware of the match situation, definitely that wrestler, that athlete always takes advantage and definitely emerge as a superior in that match. So hopefully the Ravi Dahiya, the way he started the Tokyo Olympics, the way he played their first two matches and won on the technical superiority in the semi-final against the Kazakh wrestler also, he showed an exemplary performance, and we are hoping that we will continue that thing and will win a historic gold for India after a long time. He is the only second wrestler in the history of India after Sushil Kumar to play a gold medal match.
In fact, since you mentioned Sushil Kumar, he is in fact has been mentored by Sushil Kumar and Yogeshwar Dutt, and we know the kind of history that they have made. But really, talking about mental strength, Narayan, for a sports person, the story of their mental strength and physical strength doesn't really begin at the court or at, within the ring or wherever they play. It really starts from where they belong, the kind of challenges that they face, and, the kind of facilities that are provided for them till they reach that stage where today Ravi Dahiya is, where he's playing his final match. And we know that Ravi is from a very small place called Nahari, which is in Sonipat in Haryana, and from there till Tokyo, where the entire nation is looking at you and looking towards you to get that gold medal for the country, is really, a story of inspiration, a story that generations will look at and see and take inspiration from.
Definitely, Shreya, if you talk about, he comes from a humble background. His father is a farmer, and it also, we can say that here is this is the new India. If you have the talent, if you have the courage, if you want to excel in any field, especially if in the last few years, if you talk about the sports, India has done exceptionally well at the international arena in sports. In the last few years, whether it is wrestling, whether it is boxing or any other sports, India has done exceptionally well. We have won a record number of medals at the international level, and with the kind of infrastructure, with the kind of support, and with the kind of all the facilities our athletes have, they are doing a great job at the international arena. And we have the schemes like TOPS, they are just supporting our athletes with all kind of facilities. If you talk about right now, all these athletes, our Olympic athletes, are in the TOPS schemes, and really this scheme is very beneficial for our athletes. If you talk about the Mirabai Chanu, who won the first medal for India on the very first day of the Olympics, in the very first time. So there was instant need to send her America for her physical conditioning, and the decision was taken within the few hours to send her America, because an apparent ban on the Indian travelers due to the COVID pandemic. So the decision was taken within the few hours. So that's why where she trained under the world-renowned physiotherapist and the physical and the conditioning coach, that is Aaron Horich, and which helped her to improve her technique, and also that helped her. And really, this kind of atmosphere is right now in India. And if you talk about the Sindhu, who also won her second medal at the Olympics, she is also the part of this scheme, and she also won a second medal, that is bronze medal, at the Tokyo Olympics after winning a silver at the Rio. So she also, Sindhu also spoke about the type of support she got from the government. Instantly she asked the sports minister for her training at the Gachibowli Stadium in Andhra Pradesh, and immediately she got that permission. And same with the Ravi Dahiya and other athletes. They are getting all the facilities, all the infrastructure, all the support. And for the first time we have seen here the highest office of the country is just interacting with our athletes regularly, and our PM tweets for their achievements, and he regularly interacts with. And today also our PM talked to our hockey team after they won. Before that, when our hockey team lost the semi-final match against the Belgium, our PM tweeted that there is no need to lose hope. Wins and losses are the parts and parcel of life. And he also motivated them for the gold, for the bronze medal match, and the result is here. And today they won the bronze medal in a high intensity match against the Germany. And so this type of support and this type of encouragement is right now in India, and definitely our athletes are just giving the results for that, Shreya.
Absolutely, Narayan. And you know, wrestling is so interesting. For viewers who are joining us right now, let me also inform them that the match between Ravi Dahiya and Zavruv Yugurev has started, and all eyes are on that. And in a few minutes, we will know, whether it's going to be silver or gold for Ravi Dahiya. So, it's just a matter of few minutes. And the destinies for our sports persons are decided. Help us understand, what really goes on in a wrestling match. What are we looking at when we see a wrestling match?
Definitely, it's we also a luck factor always is there, but fortune favors brave. Our wrestlers and our other athletes have shown that if you talk about the wrestling match, it's all about the taking the right points at the right time, and we have to also focus on the weak points of our opponent. If that athlete can do this and just absorb the pressure, because Olympics is all about the pressure and the mental toughness. If the player can overcome that barrier, definitely he can beat any opponent, because sports, the beauty of the sports is that here a weak opponent also can defeat a weak country, also can defeat a strong country. And here there is it's all about the mental toughness. If an athlete is mentally tough, if he's getting the right kind of facilities, he's getting the right kind of opportunity, he's getting the right kind of support, definitely we can say that he will win at the pinnacle of the sports, and that is Olympics. We have passed. So the toughest thing is that we have to, the great players, the great teams make a comeback. And right now we have seen with this Indian team is that they make comeback, and this is the hallmark of our athletes. They never, their never say die attitude is helping them on the court and also on the field. And they have done exceptionally well right now, and they are trying to bring more medals for the country. And the way Ravi Dahiya has played in this tournament, it is exceptional, and we can say that definitely he will do something miracle, hoping that he bring the first individual gold for India after the Avinav Bidra's gold in the shooting. And
yes,
definitely it will be a historic day for India, considering in the morning we have won we won a bronze medal in the hockey, and definitely if we win another silver medal, definitely will come. But if it turns into a gold, definitely it is the biggest day for the India at the Olympics.
Absolutely, Narayan. And in fact, if he does bring that medal, it's also going to be the first individual male sports person who's going to be getting a medal for India. Until now, it's been all women power, but he's going to be the first man there. But he's all of 23, Narayan. He's such a young guy. It is his first Olympics. And he is, with this, the kind of game that he plays, the kind of skill that he has, and the kind of journey that he has made so far, he is really inspiring not just this generation but generations to come, who are going to look back at Tokyo Olympics and they're going to see his story and his journey and see that here was a man who came from a very humble background. He was young, it was his first Olympics, but nothing deterred him from getting that medal for his country.
Really, Shreya, this is the beauty of New India after being a humble. Many athletes, or if you talk about hockey, if you talk about other sports, they are from the very humble background. And definitely, right now, the ecosystem of the Indian sports is like that. It is ready to give opportunity to everyone, irrespective of their background. And the kind of infrastructure under the PM Modi has been built right now, we can say that you should only have that zeal to take up the sport. You should have talent. You will get an opportunity. We have a plethora of schemes for our young children, like Khelo India Games, where the young children from the various parts of the country are taking part, and they have won medals at the international level. So right now the focus of the government is to make the grassroots level sport very strong, and that's why in the recent past, we have 5-6 years, we have seen that India has given a multiple international champions through the schemes like Khelo India. After that, there are many promotional schemes of the Sports Authority of India. Then there is a Khelo India State Center of Excellence, which are providing with the world-class coaches, world-class equipments, world-class diet, nutrition, scientific advice to athletes, and that's the result. And we are seeing that here the athletes are performing. We are getting medals on the day one itself. After that, boxer Lovelina, she also comes from a very humble background. She won a bronze for India. PV Sindhu won a bronze medal for India, and now Ravi Dahiya is playing a gold medal match. And definitely, the way things are going on, we can say that Indian sports is going in a right direction with the kind of support, with the kind of facilities, and with the kind of infrastructure right now India have. And definitely Ravi Dahiya is also part of that system.
Yes.
From that he got the support, and now he is playing at the top level, the pinnacle of the sport, that is Olympics.
Absolutely, Narayan. And when you and I were children, sports wasn't encouraged really by our parents. It was okay to play in and out, but then it wasn't really encouraged as a career. But today, look at the generation now. This, of course, India still has a long way to go, but there are, parents have still, adults have opened up to letting their children play and play as as a professional player, not just something you do as a hobby. And that's the kind of popularity, the kind of interest you need in sports to really take the country forward. And of course, with the government supporting sports and the kind of ecosystem that is being tried to create to sort of encourage sports persons and take them forward and appreciate their achievements, has been really in the forefront for this government. And of course, the ecosystem socially, when we talk about parents letting their children play professionally, that has also been a huge difference in the ecosystem that the country has today.
Now, Shreya, if we talk about the current sporting system in India is the world class. If you talk to athletes, they will say that they are getting the right kind of facilities. Even in the Khelo India, if you talk about that, is a grassroots level program where the athletes get a scholarship of 50,000 per month for there as a pocket allowances, and also all the facilities are there. When the PM Modi came in power, he first introduced that top scheme so that India can become an Olympic powerhouse, and that scheme has really benefited our athletes, and we have seen a lot of great results from that schemes. And after that, we have also the PM Modi introduced the Fit India movement. It's not only about the getting medals at the Asian Games, Commonwealth Games or Olympics. It's also about to create, to inculcate the habit of fitness in the common masses also.
All right, Narayan, I'll stop you here because we just have gotten the results of that match that Ravi Dahiya was having. He's won a silver medal for the country. And, of course, that has been a fantastic match, a fantastic effort by him. And now he's won the silver medal for India there in wrestling.
Definitely a historic day for India.
Yes.
Here, if you talk about the first time India is getting a medal, 2 medals on the single day, that is first. We won the hockey bronze
Yes.
in the morning. Now it's coming a silver medal for India. So all in all, after that, we can say that a great achievement for the Indian sports today, a historic day for Indian sports today. Incredible the way Indian athletes performed. We are hoping that Ravi will get a gold, but at the highest level. It's all about all the tough athletes, all the greatest athletes of the world are participating. Even
Absolutely.
the participation
And we have to
in
give it to
Olympics.
him that it was his first Olympics. And, you know, silver in first Olympics is a huge deal.
Definitely, there's a huge achievement in itself, because if you talk about the Vidya Bindra, he got his gold medal in the 3rd Olympics, and after that it takes time. It takes time to get a highest glory at the highest level. But the way Ravi Kumar Dahiya showed his talent, showed his potential in this only his debut Olympics is exceptional. He won his first 2 matches with a technical knockout, and after that, he in the semi-finals against the Kazakh wrestler, he was 2-9 down. And after that, he made a insane recovery, and that is from 2-9. He won the match in the towards the fag end of the match, and just pinned down that Kazakh wrestler. And here also he showed his full determination, showed grit. But somehow, if you talk about the highest level, all the athletes here are the top class, top notch athletes, and definitely he brought laurels for the India in debut Olympics. Kudos to Ravi Kumar Dahiya.
Absolutely, and now we are getting in, of course, congratulatory messages for him. I am seeing former Sports Minister Kiran Rijiju has tweeted. He's saying, Ravi Kumar Dahiya, you are an Indian hero. You have made India proud by winning the Olympic silver medal. Heartiest congratulations on the great performance in Olympics. So really, you know, a huge day for India, first in men's hockey and now in wrestling, where a debutant wrestler has won the silver medal for the country. A proud moment there, and of course we know that he's fought a hard battle, whether it was his semi-final match where he turned around the match when he was down 2-9, and you know, to this day where he fought the hard-fought battle, the tough journey that he's been through, and he's won that silver for the country.
Definitely, the way Ravi Dahiya performed in this tournament, in the Olympics, right from the day one, is incredible. And in the semi-final match, the Kazakh wrestler also bite him on his biceps, and definitely
Yes.
it is a big major concern for the wrestler, because you have to play another match within the 24 hours and you have to recover from that. There are mental challenges also. So the players, the athletes who are fighting at the top level of the game, they have to face all these challenges. And Ravi Kumar Dahiya in the final also, he showed his displayed his great skills, but the way he won the silver medal for the India is historic. India is getting 2 medals on today, and after in hockey they won bronze. Now it's a silver medal match, and it's a historic and a moment to cherish in the Indian sports history. So we're hoping that in the coming days our women's hockey matches remain. It will be tomorrow, they will play against the Great Britain, hoping we will get more medals. In wrestling also, Bajrang Punia's match is left. We are hoping that more medals will come for India. So all in all, a great day for India and a moment to cherish in the Indian sports history. And
Yes.
they brought the cheers, they brought the rejoice to the more than 1 billion people. So it's a big achievement, and it's a once in a blue moon type of event. We can say India winning the 2 medals on a single day at the Olympics.
That's right. And you know, just to let our viewers know, Ravi Dahiya was playing against Russia's Zavur Uguev, and the final score was 7-4 in the 57 kg men's freestyle wrestling that both of them were playing in. And of course, this is India's 2nd silver and overall 5th medal at the Tokyo Olympics. A great achievement, a great day for the country, where we have gotten 2 medals. Narayan, you know, let's really talk about the kind of challenges that Ravi Dahiya has faced to really come up here. Like we were talking about earlier, he comes from a humble background, a small village in Haryana, and to play, at such a global forum and to compete with world champions. Today's competitor was a Russian who is senior to him, who is much more superior to him in terms of strength. But really, he did put up a good fight there and won the silver for us. So it's not an easy thing when you are up against world champions in your first Olympics, and with the kind of pressure that comes in on sports persons. To win the silver medal for your country is a big, big achievement.
Definitely, but despite losing this match, Ravi Dahiya showed a stiff challenge to his Russian opponent. The scoreline speaks in itself, 5-7. So, but at the top level, at the pinnacle of the sports, that is Olympics, it's about the fractions of seconds where the whole match can be changed. But putting up a good fight, that is more important. The type of courage, the type of determination and the grit shown by the Ravi Dahiya is commendable, and helping India to win a silver medal at the Olympics and helping the team India to get more medals on the medal tally. That is more important for us. And being after that, the way he come from a humble background, his father is a farmer and mother is a housewife. So this is the beauty of the new India. It's the new India where everyone is getting an opportunity. Everyone is getting to showcase his talent at the highest level. And from being such a humble background, he's playing at the Olympics and winning medal for India. This shows that a model of transparency is there. Transparency is there in the system, which is giving the opportunity to everyone who has a talent, who wants to take up the sports, who want to do something for the country, who has some dreams. And the system right now is giving that opportunity to the persons, to the athletes who want to showcase their talent. And Ravi Dahiya is an example of that, after coming from a humble farmer's background, and now he is representing India at the highest level and won silver in his debut Olympics. And that's a big thing. It's a big thing. It shows that our sporting ecosystem under PM Modi is in the right direction, and the type of work that has been done in the past few years are amazing.
Absolutely, Narayan. In fact, the Prime Minister has just tweeted. He said Ravi Kumar Dahiya is a remarkable wrestler. His fighting spirit and tenacity are outstanding. Congratulations to him for winning the silver medal. India takes great pride in his accomplishments. That's the kind of support we are talking about, Narayan, here. The Prime Minister, the government led by the Prime Minister, has been supporting our sports persons. And there it is on your screens. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has just tweeted congratulating Ravi Dahiya. He said he's a remarkable wrestler. His fighting spirit and tenacity are outstanding. Congratulations to him for winning the silver medal. India takes great pride in his accomplishments. Narayan, that's what we are talking about. That's the support, that's the encouragement, that's the push that we are talking about when it comes to the government led by the Prime Minister supporting our sports persons, not just in one particular sport, but across the board. They are receiving support from the Prime Minister and his government so that facilities and infrastructure is created and the way is always forward and onward from here.
Shreya, never before this has happened in the Indian history. The top office is tweeting and just congratulating our athletes on their achievement. PM Modi personally meets and interacts with our athletes. And if we talk about the recent event that after India lost that semi-final match against Belgium, and after that PM Modi just encouraged them and said them to don't worry, the whole nation is with you, and just motivated them from the bronze medal match. And we saw that India in a high pressure match, defeated Germany and won bronze medal for those. So this kind of the support right now, the Indian athletes have. The PM personally, he tweets immediately. You know, we saw just he won, and the PM Modi is tweeting for them, encouraging them and wishing them for their future. So this really acts as a catalyst in the performance of the athletes, and definitely when the PM, the highest office of the country, motivates the player, definitely it's borne fruit and it gives results.
Absolutely, and look at those visuals on your screen. You know, we are playing out celebratory visuals from across the nation. Look at that excitement. Well, that is at Ravi Dahiya's home in Sonipat in Haryana. We were getting you visuals from there. Look at that excitement, that enthusiasm, that celebration that is happening. And I bet you it is not just at his home, it is the entire nation today that is celebrating Ravi Dahiya's win there in Tokyo. Narayan, coming back to you, you know, this is the kind of visuals that we are seeing this time around in Tokyo Olympics. Look at a whole nation celebrating together. Sports is one unifier. It has brought together people from across. Yes, absolutely. You know, regardless of any differences that you might have with another person, sports is one of the greatest unifiers, and we can see that. Look at Ravi Dahiya's win being celebrated across the country.
Definitely, it produces a unity among the masses. There is no difference. It doesn't matter whether you belong to which background. It's all about the country. When the players brings medal for their country, it brings rejoice to the more than 1 billion people. It shows that the national unity is there. It clearly helps the nation to unite these sporting achievements. And definitely today, earlier we saw the way hockey won the bronze medal, the reactions of their family, their mothers, the fathers, all are so happy that it is a moment of their life. And same the way Ravi Dahiya won a silver medal. We can see the whole nation is enjoying this moment, and this is the kind of the it will cherish, you know, memories for long, because we are becoming a part of this history, and definitely we are very lucky to witness this moment.
Absolutely, and President Kovind has also tweeted. He said, India is proud of Ravi Dahiya for winning the wrestling silver at Tokyo. You came back into bouts from very difficult situations and won them. Like a true champion, you demonstrated your inner strength too. Congratulations for the exemplary wins and bringing glory to India. Narayan, you know, that's what we have been talking about. That's why Ravi Dahiya is so special and his victory is so special, because he returned from such difficult bouts. You remember the semi-final match that he played. He was down 2-9 and he turned around that match with that bite on his arm. And he turned around that match and got himself into the finals, and today he's won the silver medal for India.
Definitely, Shreya, I have already mentioned that the hallmark, the USP of the great players, great teams, that they bounce back. They dig very deep, and they they have a never say die attitude. And this is what with the Indian athletes right now. If you talk about PV Sindhu, she won that semi-final match, and after that, within 24 hours, she has to again play a bronze medal match, and that is, I think, even more tough than the gold medal match, because after a disappointment of losing the semi-final match, again after 24 hours you have to play a big match, and that's a difficult situation. And this is the USP, and this is the hallmark of our players. They are making a comeback. So these players have the great mental toughness and tremendous, they have the potential to play under the tremendous pressure. And that's what our athletes, whether it is Mirabai Chanu, Lavlina, PV Sindhu, and if we talk about the men's hockey team, and
Yes.
right now the Ravi Dahiya, all has shown that potential, and definitely kudos to our players.
Absolutely. And on your screens right now is the tweet that has been done by President Ramnath Kovind. I'm going to show it to you again. India is proud of Ravi Dahiya for winning the wrestling silver at Tokyo 2020. You came back into bouts from very difficult situations and won them. Like a true champion, you demonstrated your inner strength too. Congratulations for the exemplary wins and bringing glory to India. That's the President of India congratulating Ravi Dahiya on his extremely crucial, extremely special and extremely difficult victory at Tokyo Olympics. That's the inner strength that we have been talking about. You know, it is not just your physical strength that counts in a wrestling match or in sports. It is also your mental strength that counts, which starts from when you take that decision to become a sports person and take it forward and fight it out in the Olympics and win the silver medal for your country. That's what President Ramnath Kovind has tweeted. He is, of course, congratulatory messages are pouring in for our champion today is Ravi Dahiya. He's won the silver medal in his wrestling match at Tokyo Olympics. And the president is leading the country with the congratulatory messages that are coming in for Ravi Dahiya. The Prime Minister had tweeted a while back, and now the President has, and of course one thing which comes out of Ravi Dahiya's matches is his ability, his skill, his mental strength to turn around difficult situations into those that will benefit him and his country, and that's what he's done this time in Tokyo Olympics. Remember, this was his first Olympics that he was playing, and we know that he's won that silver medal. Narayan, talking about his mental strength, from match to match, he's displayed it extremely well. We know that he was in a difficult situation. He was almost losing, but he turned around that match in his favor, got himself into the finals, faced a difficult opponent in Russia, Zverev, and now he is, of course, he's won that silver medal. All right, I'm told I'm joined by my colleague Taposh Bhattacharya, who is in fact at Sonipat, I believe, at the residence of Ravi Dahiya. Taposh, are you able to hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
All right, Taposh, you know, this is a fantastic, historic day for the country. Congratulatory messages are, of course, pouring in for Ravi Dahiya. At such a young age, in his first Olympics, he has won that silver medal, that crucial silver medal for the country. You are at his house. We have been seeing visuals of celebrations, and I bet you it is not just his house. It is the entire nation that is celebrating today and thanking Ravi Dahiya for that victory.
You know, it is amazing that you spoke about his house. In fact, right now I'm in the Chopal, which is like the heart of the village. This is the Nahari village that currently I am in, and this is where inside this particular Chopal they have put a TV inside. They were watching the match, the bout closely. I can tell you that right now, if you can find these spaces, it was not available a while back. In fact, it was chock-a-block. One can't even stand here. We had to, in fact, go a little upstairs to, get our foothold. And that's another thing that, right now, you can see there are people are still having a space to stand here. Earlier, it was not the case. And what a match. He was in his semi-final bout also, he was trailing. He managed to overturn that deficit, but this time he couldn't do that. But end of the day, his first Olympics, his first medal, and that too, a silver, a history was scripted by Ravi Dahiya, and the whole Nahari village was celebrating. I can't tell you, it was absolutely maddening. It was, the enthusiasm of these people were absolutely amazing. They were talking. In fact, there are some people I have. They are from where his house is. They have seen, these people. They have seen Ravi Dahiya from a close quarter. आपने रवि को बहुत पास से जाना है. आप बताइए कितना मेहनत किया उस लड़के ने और कितना उसके पेरेंट्स ने भी सैक्रिफाइस किया, कितना बलिदान दिया उसको आगे बढ़ाने में।
बहुत हार्ड फाइट थी उसकी और उसने बहुत अच्छी तरह से फाइट लड़ी है। उसके परिवार ने भी काफ़ी मेहनत की है, बहुत अच्छी मेहनत की है परिवार ने। और उसके जो फाइट थी, जो अभी हमारे सिल्वर तो लेके आए हैं, हमें गोल्ड की उम्मीद थी, पर अभी उसके पास बहुत टाइम है, नेक्स्ट टाइम गोल्ड भी लेके आएगा। और हम उम्मीद करते हैं कि हमारे गांव में अभी सीएम साहब ने भी शायद अनाउंस किया है इंडोर स्टेडियम के लिए, और दूसरी भी बुनियादी सुविधाएं की कमी होते हुए भी मिट्टी से उठ के जाना और एक इंटरनेशनल लेवल पे अपना दबदबा कायम करना, रवि दहिया ने बहुत अच्छी फाइट।
यहाँ पे इससे पहले भी 2 ओलंपियन रह चुके हैं, यहाँ ये तीसरे ओलंपियन है और तीसरा ओलंपिक इनफैक्ट मेडलिस्ट है। आपको लग रहा है कि इससे पहले अखाड़े होते थे, अब जब स्टेडियम आ जाएगा तो मूलभूत सुविधाएं जो मिलना शुरू हो जाएगी तो उससे बहुत फायदा मिलेगा।
बिल्कुल जी, बहुत फायदा मिलेगा। स्टेडियम में नज़दीक ये हम प्रैक्टिस कर पाएंगे। दूर जाने के लिए प्रॉब्लम होती है, जैसे दूध लेके जाना है, माँ बाप को भी, पूरे परिवार को मेहनत करनी पड़ती है। तो अगर गाँव में ही स्टेडियम होते हैं, बुनियादी दूसरी सुविधाएँ पूरी मिलती हैं, तो और दूसरे भी बच्चे आगे निकल के आएंगे और बहुत सारे प्लेयर्स अभी हमारे देश के नाम रोशन करेंगे। और इसमें बहुत ही, जैसे ये इसके पिताजी ने बहुत मेहनत की है, रेल में जाते थे, दूध लेके जाते थे, मक्खन लेके जाते थे, तो उसके लिए अगर गांव में स्टेडियम होते हैं तो इसके डेफिनेटली बहुत सारे प्लेयर निकल के जाएंगे।
You saw that, it was a collective effort when we talk about Ravi Dahiya. You see the athlete, you see the wrestler winning that medal, but behind the scene, there were a lot of sacrifices that went into in becoming in what Ravi Dahiya is. Yes, the CM has announced that 4 crore rupees will be given. Yes, a plot will also be given. Yes, a stadium will also come, indoor stadium will also come out in this particular village. But all that happened because his father, who worked tirelessly, his mother, they gave their all out. His father used to go almost 30 kilometers to provide him with the basic necessities like milk, the butter, and those things. And his father, he had a dream of becoming a wrestler himself. But because of the paucity of funds, because of the financial situation, he had to leave his dream. He started working in someone else's field. He was an agriculturalist. He started doing agriculture. He was a farmer, and he used to tilt land of other people. It's not just his land. He used to tilt land of other people. There was an acute shortage of finances, and even after that, he made sure that his son doesn't have to bear that. He made sure that he will give all that is required, all that he has to his son, and that's one of the reasons why Ravi Dahiya is where he is right now. It is the sacrifices from his family, from his kin, from his near and dear ones who were there and who made it really count when it was really required.
Absolutely, and that's the story, that's the journey that India and generations to come will remember of Ravi Dahiya, coming from a humble background from Haryana, facing the challenges that he faced, and to this day where he played his first Olympics and won the country a silver medal. That's the kind of story, the kind of inspiration that our generation and the generations to come need. Taposh Bhattacharya, thanks very much for joining us from there, from Haryana, from Ravi Dahiya's house. Well, Haryana Chief Minister Manohar Lal Khattar spoke on, he congratulated in fact Ravi Dahiya a while back. Let's listen into what he said.
रवि दहिया ने जो अभी अपना फाइनल मैच को खेला है, बहुत ही बहादुरी से वो खेला है, लेकिन चूंकि दोनों जो खिलाड़ी थे उनका अपना मुकाबला था, उसके अंदर जीत तो नहीं पाए, लेकिन फिर भी रवि दहिया जिस हिम्मत से, बहादुरी से और जिस तरीके से खेला, उसकी मैं बहुत बहुत प्रशंसा करता हूं और उसको बधाई देता हूं कि आखिर हरियाणा के एक वीर सपूत ने और सिल्वर मेडल जो हमको मिला है, तो सिल्वर मेडल में, खेल में ये हार जीत तो एक प्रकार का उसका एक हिस्सा होता है खेल का, लेकिन फिर भी अच्छे खेल खेलने के नाते से उसको जो सिल्वर मेडल मिला है उसको भी मैं बधाई देता हूं। वर्षों बाद इस प्रकार के खिलाड़ी जो आगे बढ़ते हैं, इनका एक अच्छा रोल रहता है। और अब ये चूंकि सिल्वर मेडल जीत करके आ रहा है, तो हरियाणा सरकार जो हमारी अपनी पॉलिसी है, क्लास 1 की नौकरी ये उनकी सुनिश्चित की गई है, तो क्लास 1 की नौकरी उनको दी जाएगी और एक प्लॉट जहां भी हरियाणा में वो चाहें तो 50% की कंसेशन पर वो प्लॉट भी दिया जाएगा। और मैं घोषणा करता हूं कि इनका जो गांव है नाहरी गांव में जो आधुनिक विश्वविद्यालय सुविधाओं से लैस जो है रेसलिंग का एक इंडोर स्टेडियम ये भी बनवाया जाएगा, और ताकि ये और खिलाड़ियों को उस प्रकार से इंडोर स्टेडियम में रेसलिंग के गेम के माध्यम से उनको प्रोत्साहन दे सके। और जैसे सिल्वर मेडल का जो हमारा प्राइज है वो 4 करोड़ रुपए का प्राइज है, तो 4 करोड़ रुपए की राशि भी ये उनको दी जाएगी।
And Rajnath Singh said that he said, and I quote, "Congratulations to Ravi Dahiya for the silver medal in the Olympics. He has distinguished himself as a fine wrestler and a wonderful sports person. He has made the country proud with his achievement." That's the tweet that has been put out by Rajnath Singh. He has congratulated Ravi Dahiya. Remember that Ravi Dahiya has won the silver medal for India today, and it's been a historic day. All right, I'm going to go back to my colleague Taposh, who is at Ravi Dahiya's house in Sonipat. All right, we'll connect with him, but let me, before that, tell our viewers who have joined in right now that Ravi Dahiya has won the silver medal for India. He fought against Russia's Yuvrev, and although he lost that match, he did win the silver medal for the country. Remember, this is the stuff of legends. This is the kind of story that inspires generations to come. You know, he is all of 23, and it was his debut Olympic Games, and there you can see visuals from his house in Sonipat in Haryana, where people are celebrating. And I say this again and again, that it's not just these people that you see on your screens who are celebrating, it's the entire nation today that is celebrating Ravi Dahiya's win. Remember, the President, the Prime Minister, they are leading the country in congratulating Ravi for his victory at Tokyo Olympics. A young chap in his early 20s, he's all of 23. It is his first time in Olympics. And if you remember his semi-final match, there you can see on your screen, Prime Minister Narendra Modi had tweeted a while back congratulating Ravi Dahiya. Congratulations to him for winning the silver medal at Tokyo 2020. India takes great pride in his accomplishments. This is Prime Minister Modi, who had tweeted a while back congratulating the wrestler. There you can see Ravi Kumar Dahiya is a remarkable wrestler. His fighting spirit and tenacity are outstanding. And that's the kind of support that we are talking about when it comes to sports in this country. All right, we've connected to my colleague Taposh, who is at Sonipat at Ravi Dahiya's house. Taposh, you know, the Prime Minister, the President, they've all tweeted a while back congratulating Ravi Dahiya on his victory. And that's the kind of support that we talk about when it comes to the government led by Prime Minister Modi, you know, providing to the sports persons, and therefore that translating to creating infrastructure, sporting facilities across the country, and encouraging raw talent from the grassroots to come and represent the country in global forums like Tokyo Olympics, and winning a medal and making the country proud.
Absolutely, and that goes without saying, you know, the way Prime Minister has been leading from the front, representing the 1.2 billion people, you know, the countrymen, and talking to all these athletes. Earlier, before they left for Olympics, he had a virtual meet with many of these athletes. After winning all medals, he spoke to each and every athlete. He told them that the whole country is with you. The Jeet Ka Jazba is there, the spirit of sport is there. He spoke about that, and that is what push athletes beyond a point. In fact, you know, after the Rio Games, the whole concept of TOPS, the Target Olympic Podium Scheme came into existence, and that is one of the reasons why you know, you saw the medal count right now is what it is, and it is expected to go further. You know, we have 4 medals right now, but it is expected to go further. Tomorrow the Bajrang Punia match is there, and we have some talent, and we expect some more medals from the Indian contingent in this Tokyo Games. Remember, in Rio we only had 2 medals, so in keeping that in mind, it was important that the nation pushes its athletes, and what better way that the Prime Minister himself coming out, calling them each and everyone who won the medal, that saying that how thankful the whole country is to them, and what makes him different. And after Haryana CM announced the cash award, and at also the same time the idea that we will have a stadium, an indoor stadium. Let me just find out from the locals here, from the Nahari village. I have with me somebody who is a local here. You saw the bout. Yeah, and the CM has announced that there will be a indoor stadium also. Do you think that that's going to be a major game changer? It will help the athletes, wrestler here in the village.
Yeah, this will be a major game changer, as well as this is an opportunity for the another villagers to be and to have another opportunities and to go in international matches like this. Before that, we have to go 30 kilometers away for an international stadium so that we can practice and do our.
Where do you used to go?
We used to go Azadpur Satrasal Stadium.
Okay, so now if you have a stadium here, it will be a lot more helpful for you guys.
Yes, sir. If we have an international stadium present in our village, then we can be. It will be so easy that in 5 or 10 minutes we can go to the stadium. Yeah. But now we have to go, utilize 1 or 1.5 hours.
Yeah, so you see that that's going to be a game changer. The way an athlete.
Yes, this young boy. Ask him about Ravi Dahiya. I'm sure he's been inspired by Ravi Dahiya, and many like him have been inspired by Ravi today.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. So you saw about you were inspired by Ravi Dahiya. Now you will say that many of your friends and people like of your age or younger people would like to now emulate his style and become a wrestler.
Yes, sir. There were many small children and that teenagers who were actually doing the wrestling now. But after this medal, so this many other children will also be motivated to be go in sports, not only in wrestling but other sports also, athletics.
All right, Tapush,
and
I'm going to
other
ask
things.
you to.
But
I'm going to request you to hold on.
Haryana is in fact Haryana is.
I'll request you to hold on a bit. Home Minister Amit Shah has also congratulated Ravi Dahiya for his accomplishment today. There it is on your screens. He said, "Incredible, Ravi Dahiya. The way you fought for India's glory is truly exceptional. Your hard work has created a golden history." All right, we're going to go live across to a press briefing that is being conducted by the External Affairs Ministry.
Peacekeeping operations and counter-terrorism. On August 9th, this Monday evening, our time, PM will preside over a high-level virtual open debate of the UN Security Council on the topic enhancing maritime security, a case for international cooperation, under the agenda item maintenance of international peace and security. This would be the first time that an Indian Prime Minister would be presiding over a meeting of the UN Security Council. On the other two focus areas, where the signature events will take place later in the month, we are of course planning physical meetings, and we hope that External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar would be able to travel to New York to attend them. We will continue to provide you more details of these events closer to the date. Yatin?
Next set of question is on Afghanistan. Jay Prakash from Dainik Jagran is asking, UNSC would be discussing on Afghanistan issue tomorrow. What would be India's stand? Ameya from Sarkari Tel is asking, what is India's response to new evolving security situation in Afghanistan? What is the present assessment of the situation? Narayanan from German TV ARD is asking, has India got any official request from Afghanistan for supply of arms to keep security of the country? Daria from Sputnik has a question. Is India on board with the US when it comes to priority 2 refugee visa program, which calls for vulnerable Afghans to be in third countries to apply for a US refugee visa? Certain governments have expressed fears that it could lead to refugee crisis in the region. Manoj from PTI is asking, how does India see Russia once again not inviting India to Troika Plus meeting on Afghanistan? Does Russia keep India informed about the outcome of Troika meetings? We have similar questions from Pranay from ABP News and Praveen Gautam from Newspoint.
Look, those questions actually cover various facets of Afghanistan relations. So let me try to break it up a bit. You are all well aware of our close relationship with Afghanistan. Our relationship is broad-based and it covers various aspects, including a strong development partnership component. We are also strategic partners, and our relationship is of course guided by the strategic partnership agreement that both countries signed in 2011. India has been supporting the government and people of Afghanistan in realizing their aspirations for a peaceful, democratic and prosperous future, where the interests of all sections of Afghan society, including women and minorities, are protected. We are closely monitoring the evolving security situation in Afghanistan, and we continue to call for an immediate and comprehensive ceasefire. We also, of course, support an Afghan-led, Afghan-owned and Afghan-controlled peace process. As regards the UN Security Council, the issue of Afghanistan will be deliberated there tomorrow, August 6th. You would have seen the press statement that was issued by the UN Security Council on August 3rd on the escalating violence in Afghanistan, and which actually echoes much of what we have been saying about Afghanistan. During tomorrow's debate, we will share our vision and perspectives on Afghanistan, and we look forward to productive deliberations on this important issue. On the visa policy of the US on Afghanistan, I really can't comment on it. And as regards Russia, our two countries of course share a special and privileged strategic partnership. We engage with Russia on a regular basis on Afghanistan. I think that covers broadly our perspective and the questions. Yeah.
Shubhjyoti Ghosh from BBC is asking, has Bangladesh agreed to India's request to allow clinical trials for Covaxin in that country? If yes, when is the process expected to start? We have similar question from Gautam Lahiri.
I think both these questions refer to a proposal that was made last year. So I would refer you to the manufacturer Bharat Biotech if they have any further details on this.
Gautam Lahiri is asking, EM has thanked Bangladesh Foreign Minister for accepting India's proposal to join coalition of disaster resilience infrastructure. Who are in the coalition? What will be the job of this coalition? Whether COVID pandemic is also considered as disaster?
As you may recall, Prime Minister launched the Coalition for Disaster Resilient Infrastructure, CDRI as we call it, during his speech at the UN Climate Action Summit on 23rd September 2019. The objective is to promote the resilience of new and existing infrastructure systems to climate and disaster risks in support of sustainable development. Since then, CDRI has grown in membership and now has 25 countries and 7 international organizations as members. I think Bangladesh is the latest entrant. I'm not in a position to comment whether COVID would be treated as a disaster in terms of CDRI's mandate. I leave that to the CDRI itself.
Gautam Lahiri is asking whether India is planning to reopen international flights to some countries, as Bangladesh civil aviation authorities agreed to Indian proposal for resuming air services, as reported by some media.
Due to COVID, regular international flights remain suspended. I would actually request you to check with the Ministry of Civil Aviation regarding when this suspension could be lifted.
Prashant from Asianet is asking, can you give a reaction to Al Jazeera report that India is transforming Mauritius to a military hub? We have similar question from Aishwarya from AFP.
The government of Mauritius has made detailed statements on this project, including in its parliament. All these are available in the public domain. I don't have any further comment on that.
Sadan from Vion is asking, former President Mahmoud Ahmadinejad has said Iran's relationship with India has far more potential than ties with China. Any reaction to that? Suman Sharma is asking, EM is attending the Iranian President-elect's swearing-in ceremony. On the sidelines, which other leaders is he expected to meet? Aishwarya from AFP is also asking similar question.
I would not like to comment on such media reports that was mentioned. Let me emphasize that India and Iran enjoy historical and cultural ties. We have been moving ahead with the various new initiatives, including on connectivity, as you know, such as Chabahar Port. EM is the External Affairs Minister, is currently in Tehran to represent India at the swearing-in ceremony of President-elect Raisi. We will keep you updated of his engagements there.
Daria from Sputnik has a question. Pakistan claims that India denied 5 journalists the permission to travel to Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. A comment on this would be much appreciated.
I am not sure how to respond. I think Pakistan itself is not aware that they are the ones who shut down the crossover via the Atari Wagah integrated checkpost. I understand that a request was made earlier, only this Monday actually, regarding crossover by some foreign journalists based in New Delhi. But this could not take place due to that crossing being closed by Pakistan some time ago. I don't know any other element of this.
Siddhan from Vion is asking, what is your reaction to daylight ransacking of Hindu temple in Pakistan? Pranay from AVP News is asking, पाकिस्तान में एक बार फिर मंदिर में तोड़फोड़ की घटना सामने आई है। पाकिस्तान के रहीम यार खान इलाके में गणेश मंदिर में उन्मादी भीड़ द्वारा की गई तोड़फोड़ और अल्पसंख्यक हिंदू समुदाय के लोगों के खिलाफ की गई हिंसा की घटना पर भारत सरकार की क्या प्रतिक्रिया है? क्या धार्मिक असहिष्णुता के मामले को आधिकारिक तौर पर भी पाकिस्तान सरकार के साथ उठाया गया है? We have similar question from Shirin Joy from Times Now. Ranjana from UNI is asking, Pakistan invited a team from Independent Permanent Human Rights Commission of OIC to visit Pakistan occupied Kashmir and has commented on human rights situation in Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. Any comment to that?
Look, we've seen reports on this, and I have a statement to make on this. We have seen disturbing reports on social media of a violent mob attack on a Ganesh temple in Rahim Yar Khan in Punjab province of Pakistan. The mob attacked the temple, desecrated the holy idols, and set fire to the premises. In addition to attacking the temple, the mob also attacked surrounding houses belonging to the Hindu community. Incidents of violence, discrimination, and persecution against minority communities, including attacks on places of worship, have continued unabated in Pakistan. Within the last year itself, various temples and gurdwaras have been attacked, including the Mata Rani Bhatiyani Mandir in Sindh in January 2020, the Gurdwara Shri Janam Sthan in January 2020, Hindu temple in Karak in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa in December 2020. These incidents are occurring at an alarming rate, while the state and security institutions in Pakistan have stood by idly and completely failed in preventing these attacks on the minority communities and their places of worship. The Pakistani Chargé d'Affaires in the High Commission here in Delhi was summoned today afternoon, and a firm protest was lodged expressing our grave concerns at this reprehensible incident and the continued attacks on the freedom of religion of the minority community and their places of religious worship, and calling upon Pakistan to ensure the safety, security, and well-being of its minority communities. Moving on to the question regarding Jammu and Kashmir, our position is well known. Today is actually the second anniversary of our efforts towards building a new Jammu Kashmir. As I just outlined in our statement, recent incidents in Pakistan have yet again demonstrated how that country blatantly tramples over the rights and the safety and security of its minority communities.
Shankar from India versus Disinformation is asking whether BRICS NSA meeting will be held in virtual format in person. What will be major agenda of this meeting?
As you know, India holds the current chair of BRICS. The next meeting of the BRICS National Security Advisors, the NSAs, will be held later this month on August 24. This will be in a virtual format. The agenda of the meeting is in line with the overall priorities chosen by India for its chairship of BRICS this year, including counter-terrorism cooperation and international peace and security.
Srinjoy from Times Now is asking, any news on extradition of Nirav Modi, Mehul Choksi and Vijay Mallya?
I don't have any particular update this week. We continue to monitor all these cases, and our resolve to get these people back to India to face justice remains as strong as ever.
Daria from Sputnik is asking, would there also be a comment to India Out campaign that has been ongoing in Maldives since last month? The ruling Maldivian Democratic Party has condemned the disparaging remarks against Indian diplomats. How would you like to react to that?
I recall that the Maldives Foreign Ministry as well as the Maldivian Democratic Party issued statements in this regard last month. Let me emphasize that our relations with Maldives are close, cordial and multidimensional. Maldives Foreign Minister was in India in late July prior to assuming his role as the next President of the UN General Assembly. India remains committed to deepening its traditionally friendly relationship with Maldives.
Elizabeth from Live Mint has asked, ASEAN has announced a special envoy for Myanmar. What is India's reaction to that?
As you know, a special envoy was appointed. Announcement was made yesterday. India welcomes the appointment of His Excellency Eriwan Yusof, Second Minister of Foreign Affairs of Brunei Darussalam, as a special envoy of the ASEAN chair on Myanmar. As Myanmar's close neighbor, India will continue to support the restoration of the democratic process in that country.
Sadan from Vion is asking, Indian student was found dead in Tianjin Foreign Studies University. Any details on this? Similar question from Sandhya Sharma from ET.
We are aware of this unfortunate development and our condolences to the family members. Our embassy in Beijing is in touch with the university and with local authorities, and an official from the embassy is currently in Tianjin to provide necessary assistance. Local authorities there are investigating the circumstances of the demise of the student. The embassy as well as the Ministry of External Affairs are in regular touch with the family of the deceased student here in India. Our efforts are to bring back the mortal remains of the deceased student as quickly as possible to India.
Srinjoy from Times Now is asking, there was a progress in Ladakh. When is the pullback happening?
You would have seen a detailed press release that was issued after the talks on August 2nd. I would like to highlight that this was a joint press release by both sides. And as was mentioned therein, the talks were candid and constructive. Both sides agreed to resolve the remaining issues in an expeditious manner in accordance with existing agreements and protocols, and maintain the momentum of dialogue and negotiations. We will share with you further updates once we have them. Meanwhile, for any details on the military aspect of it, I would request you to contact our Ministry of Defense.
Jay Prakash from Dainik Jagran is asking, what is the status of trade talks with EU, Britain and USA?
We attach importance to deepening our trade and investment ties with these countries. However, the Ministry of Commerce is actually the nodal ministry for such trade negotiations, and I would refer you to them for updated status.
Archana from Bloomberg is asking, could you tell us more about the discussions with Australia's Tony Abbott during his India visit?
Well, former Australian Prime Minister Tony Abbott is actually visiting India from 2nd to 6th August right now as Australian Prime Minister Scott Morrison's special envoy to discuss trade and economic cooperation between India and Australia as part of the comprehensive strategic partnership between our two countries. He will also visit Gujarat to explore opportunities for expanding bilateral trade and investment, and naturally he will meet with various officials and other interlocutors both here and in Gujarat.
Siddhant from Vion is asking, how does India plans to globally celebrate 75th anniversary of independence?
Well, you're all aware that 75 week-long Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav celebrations was launched by Prime Minister himself on March 12th this year. As part of this celebrations, our embassies abroad have been organizing numerous events to showcase this special anniversary of our nation. A dedicated web page has actually been prepared by the Ministry of External Affairs, which provides a comprehensive snapshot of all events that are being organized globally. I would actually invite everyone to visit this web page, which can easily be accessed from the ministry's website and try the landing page and just click on Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. I do hope you will see, and this page will continue to be updated, and I do hope you will be able to get a sense of the large number of events that our missions across the world are planning and have already implemented.
I have no further questions, sir.
Thank you. That brings us to the end of this special media briefing. Good evening.
All right, that was the press briefing by External Affairs Ministry where they talked about a couple of important issues. Of course, one is that the Prime Minister will be presiding over the UNSC meeting, the first for an Indian Prime Minister, and he's going to be doing that on the 9th of August, and he's going to be addressing the meeting on the topic of enhancing maritime security. Now, the MEA also talked about, the issue of Hindu temples being attacked in Pakistan, and they said that the state has completely failed in protecting its minorities and that they are not taking action against the perpetrators of those who are not being allowed to express their freedom of religion in Pakistan, the minority communities there. He also talked about Afghanistan and said that India shares a close relationship with Afghanistan, and we are following the strategic agreement that we shared with Afghanistan in 2011, and that India supports the people of Afghanistan as also continues to call for the peace process in Afghanistan and of course for a ceasefire. Well, that's it in this broadcast, but news and updates continue ahead on DD India. Thanks for joining us right now. Namaskar.